Truck Series. Sears presents the points. Ted Musgrave and Robert Presley, with identical finishes in the two races, are tied for the lead. Sterling Marlin out front of Elliott Sadler now by 1.5 seconds with 19 laps to go. Welcome back to Darlington. Mike Joy with Larry McReynolds and Darrell Waltrip. We're closing in. We're 15 laps to go. Marlin, Sadler, and Earnhardt. Kevin Harvick, the first four, but the big battle on the racetrack has been for 5th place. Ryan Newman has been trying to hold off Jimmie Johnson and Newman's teammate Rusty Wallace. And Jeff Hammond, Rusty, he's got a little bit of score to settle, but not necessarily with these two guys.
That's exactly right, Mike. Today I was talking to Bill Wilburn, who is Rusty's crew chief, and Bill has got a sprint car that Johnny Herrera drives for him on the World Outlaw circuit. Well, last night at the Devil's Bowl, Johnny finished 5th. So he went to Rusty and said, hey, you got to do better than my sprint car did. And Rusty said, no problem. I'm going to run 5th or better today, and you can bet on that. It's just a friendly bet, strictly for pride, and it looks like Rusty's trying to hold his end up.
Still there.
He's faster than these guys. He got caught up a couple of times here in traffic. I think he's got Jimmy this time. Oh, no, see, that's a rookie now. See how a rookie races on the outside into that corner? That was not a smart thing to do. They made it, and I know, well, they're racing for the, it's the end of the day, but you got to be really careful doing that. You'll take both cars out.
If Rusty wasn't a veteran that he is,
exactly,
it probably would have already happened.
Rusty probably anticipated that happening. Now, Rusty's probably calling his spotter and saying, hey, tell that guy I'm better than he is and get out of my way.
Of all the cars that was in that big wreck, the only 3 that are in the garage area that will not be back out, of course, Tony Stewart, Jimmy Spencer. Kenny Schrader came back out and completed 1 lap. What that did, that moved him up 2 positions in front of Tony Stewart and Jimmy Spencer. Then he went back to the garage area, gained those 2 positions by running 1 lap.
And that's 6 points at the end of the season. That could be meaningful.
Yes, it could.
Elliott Sadler is 2.7 seconds off the lead, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. has now fallen 6 seconds back. Earnhardt is under pressure from Kevin Harvick for that 3rd position.
And you got it. That's really impressive with Harvick too, Larry, because Harvick was not even in a contention all day long until he got back on the lead lap after that wreck.
No, I mean, those guys, they were struggling in practice yesterday. They've just kind of been just so-so ever since they unloaded here on Friday morning. But again, he got back on the lead lap after that big wreck and was in position.
Yeah, he needs a good run because he's really been struggling. And that team's kind of down. They haven't lived up to their expectations this year yet.
Not at all.
10 to go.
And let me tell you, there ain't a guy out there and he's saying, boy, I'll be glad when this is over with.
And Harvick is about 1/10 of a lap faster than Dale Earnhardt Jr. He runs up on it, especially off the corner. Right here on the straightaway, Dale Earnhardt Jr. pulls him a little bit.
Hard to make the passes here. You got to have the whole racetrack or else you take a chance. And you don't want to take a chance this late in the race.
And this is going to be a full run on this set of tires right here. They were on pit road at lap 225. That's 60-something laps besides the caution laps they ran. So, I mean, this is one of the longest runs that they've had all day on that tire.
And the key for Sterling Marlin is on that last restart, he didn't race Dale Earnhardt Jr. He let him go, saved his car, and put himself in a position to win.
He didn't save his tires. He just didn't abuse them.
Didn't abuse them. All right. He's had that knowledge. He's got experience, but he's also got knowledge. That's all that stuff you write down all the time, Larry.
There you go.
The book of wisdom. Now, if you can just get somebody to use it and listen to you, you'll be okay. Like my crew chief, boy, you got to believe what I'm trying to tell you.
Sadler is 3 seconds back. Junior is 6 seconds back with Harvick. Ryan Newman is 9 seconds back with Jimmie Johnson and Rusty Wallace. Then Matt Kenseth 11 seconds back in 8th. Jeff Gordon is 9th. Bill Elliott 10th. Jeff Burton 11th.
That's a good solid day for Bill Elliott. We talked about it earlier in the race. Just has stayed out of trouble.
Bill, I told you when the end of the day came, he'd be in the top 10. He wouldn't have a scratch on his car.
10 years ago, he won this race. His 4th consecutive victory in the Junior Johnson number 11.
Yeah, it's pretty tough to be here for a while. You're getting out of Bill just what Bill can do. He runs the race. He runs all day. He stays out of trouble. Gets a good finish.
third place. This isn't over.
By no means, with 6 laps to go.
Earnhardt Jr. and Harvick.
And they have enough cushion on Ryan Newman back in 5th in the 12 car. They can get up here and go after it a little bit. Harvick pulls right up on the rear bumper. Dale Earnhardt Jr. Harvick's been beaten and getting down in the corner right there, down to the bottom side. Now, will it stick?
No, but here's the thing. Remember how Junior pulled over and let the 40 and the 21 go by?
So there by nose, still there. Clear, all clear, all clear.
I don't think he was just waving to him.
No, he wasn't. That's cooling off that glove because it was smoking.
Yes.
So I ain't pulling over for you there, bud. You're going to have to get by me.
Man, what a battle between these two guys.
Well, they're having fun. Now, believe it or not, these two guys are probably having fun. Oh,
He did it. He pulled over, Darrell. He's pretty smart.
Clear.
He done had enough
that
on the front
25
stretch.
closes fast as your mirror.
Well, you talk about double dipping. They double dipped all the way through turn 4 here.
You want that spot that bad, you just go ahead. Yeah. I'll deal with you later. Hey, what are you thinking? Man, is the race about over with?
I'm sliding around. Y'all over the top of me.
If third's that important to you, just have at it. I think Junior's just trying to hang on, right here to get to the finish.
He's 3.5 more laps. We'll get a good nice top 3 or 4. Top 4.
Yeah, he has a big handful right there.
He's going to have a hard time holding off to the 12 car because he is closing in a hurry.
14 up here again.
Sterling Marlin, all those Carolina Dodge dealers who've named this race are breathing a little easier with him out front by 3.5 seconds with 3 to go.
There's a lot of lap traffic up there. That kind of lead, you just need to pick and choose where you go by these guys.
Yeah, he's under no pressure. I mean, he could just about coast in from here. I know he'd just soon not to run up on anybody else. He'd just soon to follow him. And I don't think he'd have anything to worry about.
We're all around 2 to go.
And here comes Newman.
Yeah, he's closing in a hurry. Here comes the 48 and the 2 both. So Junior's going to have his hands full here with last couple of laps.
I think he's done made those tires mad.
Yeah, he done ticked those tires off, and he's in no position to hold anybody up. That has a whole lot to do with it. Your car's not good enough to outrun somebody. You get run over from behind, get spun out, and cost yourself a good finish.
Boy, what a season this guy's having. I mean, 4 top 10s, leading the points.
We're all around, no pressure.
He's consistent every week.
Check material. And look, wasn't afraid to change the motor and go to the rear. Weren't worried. A lot of guys say, well, we're doomed.
And wasn't afraid to let people pass him. Say, I'll race you when the time comes.
2 guys that went to the rear are first and second point men. Where are they now?
Right up there.
First and fifth.
Just wiggling, get back to the line. Got no pressure.
Sterling Marlin will get his 8th consecutive top 10 finish, his 10th Winston Cup career win, and his 2nd win of 2002. Marlin wins the Carolina Dodge Dealers 400. Elliott Sadler 2nd. Harvick 3rd, and for 4th, Earnhardt Jr. holds off Ryan Newman, Jimmy Johnson, and Rusty Wallace.
And a fast closing Matt Kenseth.
Jeff Gordon ends up 9th, Bill Elliott 10th.
Great job.
Chip Ganassi, car owner.
2nd Darlington win for Sterling in 37 starts here. He won this race in 1995. Now, though he started last in a backup car, he'll be credited with starting 11th. That's where he qualified for this race. Steve Burns.
Thanks, Mike.
Did a great job.
Lee, you guys did that one the hard way. Have to drop all the way to the rear of the field. How does it feel?
Man, it feels great. I tell you what, got the best driver out there, got the best crew, got best sponsors, best car owners. To come from dead last and to win here today is certainly to contribute to how strong our race team is, and certainly Sterling, just an awesome guy, and just so proud of this race team. And I'd like to thank Coors and Dodge, Coors Light. I love it, man. We again, we had a great car, and we were really good again on the long runs. We weren't good, never good on the short runs. Took our car about 15, 20 laps come in, and you got to race this old racetrack, just like I said earlier. And unfortunately, it come up and bit a few people, but that's what we had to do, is race this old racetrack today.
Let's go to victory lane, Lee.
Thank you, bud.
2 for Sterling Marlin, and he extends his point lead.
And, you know, I'm really proud. I'm happy for Sterling to get the opportunity to show just how good a race car driver he is. Sterling he has probably the most experience of anybody in the garage area right now. And he's been with a lot of teams, but this one is the right one for him, the right combination.
They're doing all the right things.
Tony Glover's there with him. They get, you know, they've worked well together in the past. Lee McCall doing a great job working on the car. All that stuff he got at the headrest and everything makes it a little difficult to get out sometimes.
It's becoming a familiar sight. Sterling Marlin in victory lane with Dick Berggren.
Attaboy, Sterling Marlin. What a great job. They talk about how tough this racetrack is, and we're looking at all the bed-up race cars. How'd you get through all that stuff from the back of the pack and wind up here?
A great race team. I mean, Chip and Felix has sent a great race team, and all the guys at the shop and here, and they're just a great bunch of guys. And I was real lucky, when they wrecked off 2 over there. I almost hit Tony and got through it. Hope everybody's okay. I know they had to cut Tony out, I guess. Hope he's okay. And 2 or 3 got shook up. Hope my teammates okay. And like thank Coors Light, Dodge, Target, Goodyear, all these guys. It's great.
You're looking at all the decals. Hey, you've been with some pretty terrific teams before, but this is something that has never happened in your career, running up front week after week after week. Why?
I tell you, it just feels good. This team's got a lot of determination, and we're going to race every race, try to win it, and try to win this championship. I mean, I'm 44, and it's the best team I've ever been with, and they got me some great race cars. This is one we won Vegas with, and they got a couple more like it coming up, so we're ready for them, I think.
Were you thinking motor at all today?
No, Ernie didn't do a great job, and we had to go to the back start the race. They seen a lifter, it didn't look just right, and why chance we're leading the points, and it's kind of tough to pass here. It's a place you get in trouble pretty quick if you don't watch it, but had a good car, just took our time, come up through the pack, and things worked out.
Having the best ride of his entire life. Sterling Marlin, winner this afternoon at Darlington. Mike?
Sterling Marlin has tamed the Lady in Black. Welcome to our Carolina Dodge Dealers post-race show. Here at Darlington, Sterling Marlin is your winner. Elliott Sadler, Kevin Harvick. And with Elliott Sadler, our runner-up, Steve Burns.
And with Elliott Sadler, I didn't hear that was a great run. You need to tell us about it.
Yeah, that was pretty cool right there. I mean, to run up front all day like that, get a lap down, the guys not give up on me. Great pit stops all day. This Motorcraft Ford Taurus is pretty good. The owner made a decision Thursday morning before we left to come here. We switched cars. This was not the car we were going to bring. But those guys decided to bring it here, and it paid off. Great finish.
All right, great run, Elliott. Let's go to Matt.
Well, Junior, back when you made your first start here, when you completed that race, I said, how do you sum it up? And you said it was like you and about 10 cartons of TNT Dynamite. How about today?
It's a little bit better. We came here, rolled off the trailer real comfortable. Steve Park tested here, and we used a lot of his stuff and used some of Michael's shocks from his practice yesterday, and the cars seem to be real good. Just not quite as good, as the 40 and the 21, them guys, but to get out of here with a top 5 is the first one we've ever had, so I'm real happy, real excited. Good for our point situation, maybe a bump us up 10th or so.
I never knew you drove a limo on an ice rink before.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's like. It's kind of like driving a Zamboni, but it gets old. But on new tires, it's a lot of fun. But driving around, sliding around, man, it makes for a hard day's work. We definitely put it in today.
Second straight top 5 finish for Dale Earnhardt Jr. Steve?
Well, thanks, Matt. Caught up with Ryan Newman. Ryan, you guys did it the hard way again. You had to go to the rear. Had a great qualifying run. Tell us about your day.
Well, like you said, we had a great qualifying run on Friday, but I think we cut a left rear tire down.